The bloodbath you watched Friday? It's already reversing. Nasdaq is ripping 1.6% higher right now. And the reason is something most retail traders completely missed. Nasdaq is up 1.6% in overnight trading. The exact stocks that got crushed Friday, AI hardware, chips, are leading the bounce. The Dow, full of more traditional names, isn't moving much, so this is a tech-led recovery. Same names, opposite direction. 3 big things changed. Let me walk through them. 1. Israel paused attacks on Iran. After Trump pushed hard for a ceasefire, Netanyahu announced Israel will halt strikes on Iran for now. Not permanent. He even reminded the world that Israel has the right to defend itself, which is a polite way of saying, don't push us too hard, Mr. President. It's not a full peace deal, but it's enough to drop the geopolitical tension that was pumping oil prices. WTI crude is around $91, having given back most of its recent spike. 2. Intel is up 12%, and there's a real reason. This is the biggest single-day jump for Intel in this whole rally. Why? Google. Alphabet is reportedly looking to make Intel a foundry for its new AI chips. Normally, everyone goes to TSMC, but TSMC is so overbooked that Google may route some of its new AI chip production through Intel instead. That's a massive validation of Intel's foundry comeback, and the market is pricing it in immediately. 3. And this is the most important one, the AI memory crisis was a misunderstanding. Friday's sell-off was triggered partly by a report from SemiAnalysis, claiming Nvidia's upcoming Vera Rubin system would slash its memory orders. Memory stocks crashed on that single headline. Citibank actually met with Dylan Patel, the founder of SemiAnalysis who wrote the original report, and asked him directly, is memory demand really getting cut in half? Patel's answer was a resounding no. The reduction in one type of memory, SODIMM, isn't because demand is shrinking. It's because Nvidia's new Vera CPU also needs a ton of memory. They're just reallocating internally. Total memory demand is unchanged. Samsung confirmed it too, saying they had no idea where the panic came from. Their supply agreement with Nvidia is locked in. Nothing is shrinking. In other words, Friday's biggest reason to panic was based on a misread headline, and the smart money figured that out over the weekend. That's why Micron is now up 10% in overnight trading, SANDISK up 6%. Wells Fargo just doubled its Micron price target to $122. Cantor named Micron a top pick at $150 and SANDISK at $290. When multiple analysts simultaneously raise targets the morning after a crash, that's not coincidence. That's institutions catching up to what the data actually says. A reality check from the gurus, though. Ray Dalio, the legendary hedge fund manager, said this on the weekend. The market is concentrated in one volatile, high-risk emerging sector. It's wildly popular among inexperienced investors. These are classic bubble symptoms. And he is absolutely not wrong. Ken Fisher also weighed in. He says the market has moved past optimism and into euphoria. His example, Cerebras, an AI company, IPO'd recently, and its stock is exploding way beyond what earnings justify. Classic euphoria signal. But Fisher's important caveat, euphoria doesn't mean crash tomorrow. He says the bull market could still run for years. So, bubble warnings from people who matter, but not crash predictions. Worth holding both ideas at once. The next big test, Wednesday's CPI report. If inflation comes in cool, this entire Friday sell-off might end up being a 3-day blip. If it comes in hot, we're back to rate hike on the table, and the bounce dies fast. That's your quick update. I'm Sol, your daily US market story in under 3 minutes. Markets move fast. I make them make sense. Okay, genuine question. Ray Dalio is calling this a textbook bubble. Ken Fisher says we're in euphoria, but the rally could run for years. They're both right, kinda. So who are you betting with? The bubble warning or the ride it longer camp? Genuinely curious. And follow so you don't miss tomorrow.